This conference will now be recorded.
What we are going to do today, keep on observing. Last class, we learned about event. We learned what is a component event, right? We have learned how to create an event, how to register event, how to fire an event, how to handle an event. Who are the people or who are the elements in a component can handle? In a lightning environment, which are the elements that can handle event? We have seen yesterday, right? We have seen yesterday which are the elements which can handle. Today, what I'm going to do, my whole work will be divided into two pieces: level 1, level 2. Level 1, level 2. What I'm going to do today, level 1. This is an app. In the app, right, I have in the app, I will have a parent component, right? Parent component. In the parent component, I will create a child component. In the child component, I will have name, one input box, phone, one input box, rating, one input box, right? This is what I'll be having, right? I'm trying to show you one practical example of, right? Practical example of component event. And then I will have a button. I will have two buttons. Two buttons I'll have. One will say save, other will say clear. Two buttons. This whole blue is a child component. Remember that there are three components. Orange one is the parent comp. The blue one is the child comp. Right? Child component. Perfect, everyone? Whenever you click on save, the first level of homework, oh, right? The first level of homework, right? Sorry, why homework? The first level of work, suppose I go ahead and I enter a data called as RUPM Rupam Tech, phone number 8999, rating warm. As soon as I hit the save button, immediately the data should be appearing here. Like this. What is this black? Black is a part of the parent component. The table that you see at the bottom, I will do the input in child component, but as soon as I save, the data has to be visible on the parent component. The data has to be visible on the parent component. This is the first level of work I'm doing. First level of work. Everybody understood? If I click a button on the child, event will be fired. It will be handled by the orange, right? It will be handled by the orange. In the orange, the data will be displayed. Orange is the parent. Clear now? Event occurs in child, but the data will be seen in parent, right? I'm showing you component level event, the real-time usage. This is the first level. Second level of work. As soon as you save, the data has to go to the database. The data has to go to the database. Database. Data has to move to the database. As soon as you click save, the data has to go to the database. Then the data has to come in this table. First homework or the first work. Why homework? First work directly from here to here. First work directly from here to here. First work directly from here to here. Second task, right? Second task to the database. Then from the database, it has to come here. It is the second task, second work task. First task. First task, second task. Understood everyone? What I'm going to achieve? Right? One component will have input. Whenever input with a button, whenever you press that button, the data has to be displayed in another component. Data has to be displayed in another component. Data has to be displayed in another component. First task. Second task. As soon as in first component, you have a save button. You have an input field and button. Whenever you click the button, it has to save to the database. Then from the database, you have to retrieve. From the database, you have to retrieve the data. Right? From the database, you have to retrieve. Clear now what I'm saying? Yes. Now let's do this. This is what we are going to do today. Right? So let's start doing it. Everyone clear what I'm trying to do? Yes or no? Yes, guys. Able to understand? Or I'm speaking on
Yes,
mute?
sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
At least somebody says yes, then I'll be happy that yes, you are able to hear me. Rupam @lt96.com, password CRM1234 hash. 1234 hash. Right. So let's do this. Let's do this. What are the things that we need? Because one component has to pass a data to another component. What we need? We need an event. We need an event. Event with a holder to hold the data. Event with a holder. Event with a holder is required. Event is required. First step, I need an event, right? That will not only will capture the message, but also that will not only capture that a button was clicked, but it will also capture the value that I'm entering in the name, phone, rating, right? Whatever I'm entering, it captures and it stores there. So let's do this, right? file, new, lightning event, LE underscore 2705 underscore EG1 underscore, what is that? I will say ACCOUNT account, CREATION creation, event. I copy the name, Control C, right? I paste it here. I click on submit. An event got created. Always remove it, put like this. Change it immediately. Change this type to component. If you want to write the description, write it, or you remove it. I don't mind. Leave it as it is. The event has to be created with a container or a attribute. Name equals to ACC. Type equals to what? ACCOUNT account. I'm creating an S object data type. First step, event got created. First step, event got created. Now, let's create the input box. First step is done. Now, let's create the child. The blue one. Let's create the child. Let's create the child. Child component. File, new, lightning component. LC underscore C underscore, right? C underscore account input. I'm changing the name, input. Right, example one, all example one, today's date, first example. This is how maybe the names are different now, but connect with example one. Why I click every time that? Example one, example one, C, child underscore account input. I'm creating a component, right? What I'll say, right? Now I have to create I have to hold account information. So what I will say, aura attribute, right? Name equals to what? Name equals to new account, new account, ACCOUNT, okay, new account, right? Type, what type of data it is? Account. Because I have to create a new account default, I have to have an initialization. Otherwise, I can't create a new account. If you remember, what is the initialization? How the initialization is done?
Equal to account, colon account.
That's correct, right? This is how we do it. Initialization is done. Done. Now, what I will do, I will have a lightning card. I will have what? Title. Title. Right? You want to have an icon, then you can take it. I'm not placing it, right? Let's do this. Next. Lightning button. What is that label we gave? Save and clear. save, on click, what, exclamation, what, on click, c dot, call me, right? C dot, call me. Next, what is the button? Clear, right? C dot, clear me, 2 buttons, fine. Next, lightning input.
Sir, line
Yes,
number 2, I think there is no S object type, there is no single quote.
no single quote. Okay, fine. We'll look on it, right? First, let me phone. We will check the mistakes later. Okay, once I done, we'll check the spelling mistakes and everything there, right? Account name, account, what is it? Rating. So it's phone, it's rating, right? Okay, okay. Here, no quotes, perfectly said, right? Default equals to S object, directly accounts. Any other things that you feel that I made a mistake, right?
Sir, after in S
Maybe
object,
the object
after
O
SOO
should be
should be
capital.
capital.
O should be capital. Okay. Oh, S object. Anything else? Do you think that I made a mistake? Anyone? Right? By now you should be correcting me, guys. Right? You should be correcting me, saying that, sir, right? O is capital, T is capital, type T capital, A, because I'm typing it, right? And there could be some typo, right? Perfect. My component is done. My component is done. My component is done. Now, child, whenever this button is clicked, fire has to happen. Whenever fire, I have to register an event. In this component only, the firing has to happen. Whenever you want to fire, first thing is that aura register. Aura register. Wherever you want to fire, you have to register there. Aura register event. Name equals to what? Give any name, any nickname, right? You can give a nickname as Rupam. I'm just giving my name, nickname, right? Type, type, type. What is the type? Type equals nothing but whatever the name that you created of the event, you have to give that. Control C. Type equals to C colon. The whole event name. Registering of an event is done. Registering of an event is done. Once the event is registered, now I will fire. First, let me go to the controller. Call me. Copy. Comma. Next one. Clear me. Both I'm taking. Control S. Whenever I click on submit, call me occurs. In the call me, I have to go ahead and I have to fire it. What is the first step? What is the first step? Right? First is that whatever the data that you have entered, let's first bring in. For that, what I will do? I will do, right, var new ACC, and new ACC is equals to what? Component.get what? V dot, what is attribute name? New account. Whatever the account information that you have captured in the input field, I'm bringing it inside. Next, now we will start working with the event. How to get an event? Var EVT. You can say my EVT. Your wish. I told you. In real time, we use EVT, EVT, EVT. I'll be using EVT, EVT everywhere. You can use any name you want. My EVT. My EVT equals to what? Component dot get event. You have to get the event. How do you get the event? You always get the event by the nickname. What is the nickname of the event? Rupam. You registered an event with a nickname called as Rupam. Pseudonym, nickname, whatever you say. Rupam. You have put with a pseudonym Rupam. No V dot, directly event name. No V dot, directly event name. Now, next step. I have to pass the parameter to event. So my event dot set params. I have to pass what? In the event, what we created an attribute called ACC. I'm passing it to the event ACC, comma. Where is my data? My data is in new ACC. Whatever I pull the information from the component to the controller, I'm passing it to the event now. Perfectly done. Now I will fire the event. How to fire the event? My evt.fire.
That params should be JSON format, right?
Right. I forgot the curly bracket. See, you guys are so intelligent, right? You guys are so intelligent,
Columns.
right? Done. That's good.
Between account and
Remember,
account.
right? There's a colon. It's a JSON format. Always, it's a JSON format. Colon. Never, if you put a colon, if you put with the quotes here, then this value will be passed to account, not what you're capturing on the screen. It's a dynamic. If it's a dynamic, don't put this. I'm repeating from yesterday, right? Dynamic values like this. From the component, it's coming to the controller. From the controller, I'm passing to the event. Dynamic, not hard coded, right? My event is fired. First is done. I've just kept the controller. I've just kept the component. I've closed the controller. When I click on it, again the controller will come. I'm closing it. Fine. Next file, new lightning component. I will say parent. In the parent, not account input, account display. This will display the account, right? All with example one event, one child, and one parent. Child is making the input, parent is displaying that. Whatever the child is capturing, parent is displaying. Now we have to do the parent part. Right? Parent has to display. For that also I have to store the data, because I have to use a table or I have to use something, right? I have to use a data table. You know that data table structure, right? One by one I'll enter and it should be showing the data one by one there. Aura, aura attribute. Name equals to ACCOUNTS accounts multiple TYP type. Type is what? List of account, right? Default equals to array. Default equals to array. Attribute created. Attribute created. Attribute created. Right? Perfectly fine. Now what we have to do? Right? Now, right, I have to handle the whatever the event is fired, whoever wants to handle, they have to use the aura handler. This parent wants to handle aura. Wherever you want to handle, you have to use aura handler. Name. What is the name that we gave? We gave the name as what? The nickname is Rupam. Use the same name. EVENT, event. C dot C. Sorry, not dot. C. C. What is the event name? Control C. Control V. Aura handler. Whenever this event is captured, it is handled. What should happen? Action equals to what? Exclamation C dot show me. Show me. Over handler. So whenever the event is fired by the child, this parent will handle it. In the child, we have registered the event. In the parent, we have written handler. 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 Now, let us go ahead and display this. Let us go ahead and display this. How do you want me to display? Right. First thing, I want to display. You have to call the child here. Unless until you call the child, it will not be displayed. Now you see that if you see my diagram, blue is on the top. Then you have the table. Blue is a child component. So let me call the child component here. C colon. What was the child component? This is the child component. I'm calling it. Do you want to put it inside a box? Then we can put it div control X. I'm placing inside a div. I'm placing inside a div. Right? I will say class equals to what? Class equals to box. Why it's doing like this? Class equals to box. It will be displayed in that box. Let us write a box program. Control C, style. This dot box. What do you want? I will say width. Yes, tell me.
I think space.
No, it's an outer
Inner
element. No, it's outer element.
Okay.
Why it's inner? Inside what?
No,
Inside what? Is it inside a card? No.
no.
Is it is so it's an outer element at this moment. Right? Right. Next, margin. Margin left. I'm pushing it from the left, guys. How much? 50 px. Right, padding. Right. Oh, padding. Padding equals to 20 px. 20 px. Width 600 px. Right. Control S. Control S. Right. Fine. I'm displaying the box. Below the box, I have to display a card. Below the box, I have to display what? A card. I will give some break tag. BR, right? I'm giving some break tag, some line gaps, 3 line gaps between the child component and the parent. Now, here I'm writing lightning table. Lightning data table. T is capital. Lightning data table.
Yes, sir. T is capital.
T is capital. Why the insert has been pressed? TABLE. Okay. Lightning data table. Key. Field is F capital. Key field equals to ID, comma. What is the data? Data. Lightning data table. Guys, check it out. I already discussed this when we are pressing V dot accounts. Next columns. Columns. Where is my column? I didn't declare it. Okay. Let's declare one more attribute. Aura A column. A CULMN. Okay. A column. A column. What type it is? It's a list. No default. Right? That's it. Where is the column? If you want, I can put a full name, guys. Not a problem. A column. Account column. Control C. Where is the column? Exclamation V dot columns. The last one, what was the property? Hide checkbox. I don't need it. Lightning data table is done. Right? So one input box will come, one table will come. Right? Now in the table, I have to create columns. Remember that? Plus, I have to get the data. The data is where? The data, whatever the account data is getting, it is in the event. The data, the blue task. How can I achieve the first task? All this data have to pass to event. From an event, I have to get the data to the table. I'm doing the blue one, not the purple one. Blue one, task one. I cannot directly pass like this. I have to pass it to an event. From an event, I have to get the data here. Already I passed it, set params. Now I have to say get params. So let's do it. Let's do it. Show me. Go to the controller. Show me. Control S. Right? I'm closing the CSS, not required. Right? Control S. Show me. Show me. Right? Remember that I can put in a button also, but I will also take one more. Onload event. How the onload event is taken? How the onload event you capture? Tell me. Aura handler. Once again, Aura handler. Name. What is the name of this? INIT. Init. Initialization. Value. Everybody should be remembering it. Value should be this. This. No change. Right? Action. Action. There you can put whatever you want. Action it what? Exclamation. C dot. Call me. Call me. Whenever the page is loading, system will call me. Control C. Call me. Control C. Comma. Next one. Right? It's show me. Whenever the event fire, show me. Call me, show me. Call me, show me. Call me, show me. Don't worry. Right. In the call me, what I have to do? Var col column equals to, always a column is written like this in a brick bracket. I'm breaking the brick bracket into pieces. This is how the column is written. Let's take column. Inside the column, it has to be in a JSON format. It has to be in a JSON format like this. Label colon. What is the label that you want to give? I want to give ACCOUNT account name, right? That's the label. Comma, field name. Field name. What is the field name that you want to display? I want to display, oh, it's not double quotes, guys, it's single quotes. Field name is name. What is the type of the field?
Text.
Text. Text. Text. Everybody should be good enough now to do this. Comma. Copy this. How many columns you want?
Sir, after field name, there is no comma.
Sorry, after field?
Field name, there is no comma.
After field name,
Type.
after, oh, sorry, I forgot the comma, comma, comma. Good, all good. Account, what is that? Phone. What is the field name? Phone. Next, what was that? RATING rating. What is the field name? RATING rating. My column is created. Once my
Sir,
column is,
field name is nothing but source of the account, sir, right?
yes, that's correct. Field name is this account table names.
Okay.
Right? Label can be anything. Label can be anything. You give anything here, not a problem. Clear? Now, what I have to do? Whatever the column that I created, I have to pass it to whom? I have to pass it to this A column. That's what going in the column. You can see that. Whatever is there in line 3, that has been passed in line 14 under the column. Column equals to A columns. So I have to set it. I have to set it. COMPONE. Component dot set. Component dot set what? Component dot set v dot a column, comma, whatever you created, call. You created something called as call. That's it. First piece is done. First piece is done. Columns created, table. Now the second piece. Whenever the event is fired, I'm handling it. Whenever the event is fired, we are handling it. That's calling an action called show me. Show me. First thing, I have to get the data from where? From the event. Where ACC is equals to, we have to get the data from the event, right? Event dot get params. Event dot get param, not params. Param. No v dot. What is the parameter name? We have given ACC. So I'm bringing the ACC inside. Once the ACC is inside, I have to pass it to where? Right? Right? I have to get, right? Right? So whatever the parameters, right? What I'm doing is that, wait, I can directly pass this to this account attribute, but I'm writing, okay, let's COMPONE component dot set, component dot set, whatever the data that we brought in, right? V dot, I can pass it to this account, comma, ACC, comma, why here comma ACC. Your work is actually done. Over. But no, I'm not going to do this, because if you click submit, I enter first name, I click submit, I enter second name, I click submit, I enter third name, I click submit. Every time I click submit, save, what will happen? The previous information will be lost. As soon as you click save, this Rupam Tech will go to the event and it will display Rupam Tech. Next time I change Rupam Tech and I say Wipro, I click save. Immediately the event, the data that will be passed to the event is what? Wipro. This table will display what? Wipro. Rupam Tech is lost. I don't want the previous data to be lost. Trying to understand. If I directly click on save, the data here passed goes to the event. From event, it's coming here directly. Then what is happening? The data is getting lost, guys. Right? Whenever the next, that means every time I'll be able to see only one line. Only one line. And that will be the new data that I enter. My answer is no. Right? I first enter Rupam Tech, I click save. Then I enter Ravi Tech, I click save. Then I enter Wipro, I click save. In the table, I should be able to see 3. Somewhere this previous data has to be stored. Somewhere I have to maintain the one previous data. The next data enters, then this will increase. Then it will increase. It will keep on increasing like this. Able to understand? Storing the data. How can I do that? I'm giving little twist. Actually, my work is done. My task is over. But I'm adding little bit of more masala to it to make it more crispy. So keep on watching. First, whatever the data is there on the table, first get that data. In the table, there are one data. I know that. First data. Get that first data inside. Where what? ACCOUNTS accounts equals to component dot get. That means, what does that mean? In this, there are 2 data. This 2 data I'm bringing inside the controller. Or let's say in the first instance, in the first time, the one data will be there. This one data I'm bringing in. Try to understand. Component dot get. Get what? Get v dot accounts. I got it inside. In this, I will add the new one. On the Rupam, in the first, now I brought this data. On that, I will add Wipro. If I don't do this, then the Rupam will be removed. It will show only Wipro. So first, you added Rupam, you click save. Next time, whenever the event is captured, before you replace this, first get the data. Rupam Tech will come inside the controller. Rupam Tech will come inside. I got the Rupam Tech. On the Rupam Tech, what I will do? Accounts dot push. Now accounts is holding Rupam Tech. Push what? Account dot push. Whatever the data you got from the event. In the event now, what is lying? The second data called Wipro. In the event, the second data Wipro is there. Push it to the accounts. Push it to the accounts. Right? Able to understand? I'm trying to retain the old values. That is the reason I'm writing these 2 steps in between. First, pull the existing value. Rupam Tech is there it comes. On that Rupam Tech, push the new data that you received from the event, ACC. I received from the event. Put it here. Right? Now, component.set, not with ACC. Whatever the data I pulled, on that data, I pushed the event. So now it will say Rupam plus Wipro, because I have pushed the Wipro. On the screen, Rupam was there, I got it. On that, whatever the Wipro that was there in the event, I pushed it to this account, and then I'm setting accounts to accounts. Accounts to accounts. Done. This two-step additional I did to retain existing data, right? To retain existing data. First, pull the existing data from components, right? And then right, and then add or push the data received from event. From the event attribute, whatever you received, push it to that. And the same data what I pulled from the component, I'm passing it again to the same attribute. Little bit think, that's it. This step was not required actually, but I'm doing it to retain it. Perfectly done. Close. Now let's go and see the output. Account, see, create and display. Create account and display account. That is my application. Example 1. C column. Oh shit, didn't I copy the parent? Example 1 underscore P underscore account display. Control S. Perfect. Perfect. Click on preview. If you have not made any mistakes anywhere, no spelling mistakes, then it should be good. See, this is how it's looking, right? Create account. I should have put it in middle. Right, let's do that style only, no? Oh, not here, right? Not application, it's a controller style. Left margin, not 50, I will say 250. Okay, you can give 50%. Fine, anything. Oh, let's assume that it's a middle. You push it. Name, Rupam Tech. Phone number 8888. Rating HOT hot. Save. It get added there. Next. Oh, I didn't wrote the clear. Okay, manually clear it. As soon as you clear, this should clear. Now see that in the parent component, this data is there. This data, once again, I'm pulling it inside. On this, I'm adding Wipro. Wipro 888 gold. Save. See, Rupam Tech is retaining. Why? Because of this additional logic that I did. Whatever is there in the parent, pull that data inside, and on that, push the data that you received from the event. In the event, now the Wipro is there. Earlier, Rupam Tech was there, right? It pulled the Rupam Tech and it pushed Wipro. Next time when I type HCL, System will pull the data from the parent. In the parent, there are 2 already. On that, it will push the third one. See, my clear button I have not written, guys. So I'm clearing it manually. Right? I say Infosys.
Rupam, you have not used hide checkbox, but still the checkbox is coming.
But that is a default, no? By default, it's false. Right? That's a default property, no?
Yes, yes.
That's a default property. If you go to that, you will be able to see it's a default property. So it will come. Right? If you don't want, then only you have to put hide checkbox equals to true. By default, it's right false. If you go and see the property. Right?
Okay.
See, third data got added. Infosys 333. Save. See, fourth data got added. This is the child. The table is in the parent. Where is the table? Is it there in the child? No. The table is in the parent. Right? This is one component. This is one component. Same thing in real time is Flickart. Same thing. Right? Same thing. You go to TV appliance, you click MI something I just clicked. This is one component, MI component. When you click on it, it opens, shows the MI details. Currently not available. Say it's checking the postal code. That's what I will cover in the integration I told you. So let's say that we check it to 9081. Oh, available. As soon as I click on add cart, this product gets added to the cart. So that one component button is reacting. Cart is another component. In the component, see that all the things are getting added one by one. The same thing I'm doing. Here, see that Activa 390 got added. Longway 390 got added. MI Pro got added. Now, this is the parent component. Cart is a parent component, right? Whereas if I keep on shopping, I keep on visiting the child, each child component. In electronic, they might have created a mobile as a child component, or let's say Realme, right? Oppo, right? This looks to be good. I just click on currently not available. Oh, phones are not available, right? Okay. So let's say that TV appliances VU, right? I pick up this TV, right? I say add. As soon as I click a button, see, it's getting added to the parent component. Same thing I did here. Same output. You click add button, it get added to the cart. This is your cart. Rupam Tech 111 item is getting added to the cart. Same example, but in a different way. The method is same. You click a button in child, reaction is seen in parent. Parent is keeping adding on it. Now in the parent also I can put a button called order. It'll order it. See, this is the usage, real-time use. Whenever you want a parent to react based on child, we use events. Whenever you want to pass a data from a child to a parent, we use events. We use events. Understood? First step of homework is done. First step of homework is done. Sorry, I am saying homework. First step of this is done. Task is done. Everybody clear with the task? Yes. If I would have removed this line, then previous data would have not been there. Every time you add a new one would have been there. The old data would have not been retained. Now I'm retaining the old data. Same data only I'm pushing with the new one. Calling the existing data, keeping it getting the data, storing in accounts. On the same account, I'm pushing the new data that I received from the event.getParam, because from the child, the new data will be pushed to the event. From the event, I'm using event.getParams. Yes, somebody's raising a question.
Rupam, this is Preet. Could you please one more time explain this event as well as this component?
Okay, that's okay, fine, sure. Right, did you attend yesterday's class or no?
Yes, but I want to go through the one more time video. So
I will suggest today go through the video once yesterday's. Okay.
sure. Yeah.
And then tomorrow, this component event is not yet over. Right.
Okay.
I'll continue this exercise tomorrow. The second piece I will continue tomorrow because we don't have a time now.
Okay.
Right. The second piece. What is the second piece now? The second piece says no, you cannot. Right. Now I'll explain the second piece. Purple task. In purple task, the data shouldn't come like this. Right. Vomit. Let me copy this, guys. Forget the arrows, right? Now I'm doing the second task. Second task, guys. Okay. Okay, second task. In the second task, event. This is the event. Always the star is event. Event. Event is holding a data. Second task I'm talking about. Why I'm not writing today? Still have 20 minutes. Server-side controller class. Database. Whenever you hit, keep on watching the lines. Multiple lines will come now. Forget all other lines that you have. Okay. Whenever you hit the save, it is calling server-side controller. The data is passed to the server-side controller. Server-side controller is saving the data in the database. The database is giving the response back with ID. Whatever the new account created, ID. ID equals to 0032 something, XX ID. This ID I'm pulling back in the component. Keep on watching. Whenever you press the button, system will call a server-side controller, a class. In the class, I will say try and catch, ACC equals to create, insert ACC. It will insert the ACC in the database. Return ID. ID will be written. ID I'm taking back to the component. ID I'm taking back to the component. Once I take the ID back, then I will pass this ID to the, event. Event will store ID. Then from the event, I will pass ID to the, from the event, I will pass ID to the parent. I will pass ID to the parent. From that, I will once again go ahead and call the controller. In the controller, there are two methods. Two methods will be there. One for saving, one for retrieving, one SQL method. The method will go to the database, pull the data with the ID. The ID that I got, with that I will write an SQL statement. And then I will display the data in the table like this. This is the technology that I'll be following. Now you see that the time is not sufficient.
Will it also retrieve the previous data also?
Yes, we'll retrieve all data. You know, whatever you want, you retrieve all data. We will retrieve the previous data, whatever you say.
All data.
All data. Let's retrieve all data. Clear? We'll retrieve all data. Or you can say that today's date. You can write an SQL statement that created date equals to today. Then it will display the today's data that you created.
Sir, it means
So,
server-side control means have to write
class
text class
or
also.
enabled method.
Then
Yes.
you to,
Yes. I
our
will
data.
combine event with server side controller now. See that? I'm combining an event with a server side controller. Event is transacting the data from server side controller. From server side controller, the data will be passed. ID will be pulled by whom? Server side. This ID will be passed to the event by whom? By server side. From server side, I'll pass say data to the event. Right? This is what we'll be doing tomorrow. I know that a lot of lines are there. I told you, confused. But this is what we'll do practically tomorrow. This will take little time. Not much time, but still it will take at least 45 minutes to 1 hour to do all these things. At least 30 to 45 minutes it will take. Understood the task too? See how step by step I'm taking you inside and connecting all the concept that you have learned in earlier classes. How to connect. Actually, very frankly, I need not to show you this. But still, right, in lightning real time, these are the things that will come scenario and you have to handle those scenarios. That's what I'm trying to show you, that this is how we'll handle it. This is how we'll handle it. Understood the scenario? What I'm going to do tomorrow? Right? What I'm going to do tomorrow? Understood? Yes?
Yes.
Everyone? Anyone in the class who didn't or still have a doubt that Rupam, okay, first level exercise is done. Simple. With an event, right? I fill the data, it keeps on populating here. Done. But now when I click the data, this data has to go to the database. This table has to be pulled through an SQL query, not directly from component to here. No. Component, child component to server side controller. Server side controller to event. Event to parent component. Parent component to server side controller. Server side controller to parent component again. This is the flow that we'll be doing. Once again, I'm repeating the flow. Child component to server side controller to save the data. Server side controller to child component to give you the ID, only ID, right? Server side controller to event to give the ID. Event to parent controller, parent component, what? To pass the ID. Once the ID is available in parent, parent to server side controller, running an SQL statement. Then server side controller to parent component to pass the data and display. This is what we'll do tomorrow. Right? That's it for today. Let's meet tomorrow. Have a nice and wonderful day, guys.
Rupam, just one question, please.
Please tell me.
The one which you have displayed in the data table here is pushing the new data that you have entered, right? So if at all we want to restrict it with the recently added or with date or with number of records, can we do that with the on the controller?
Yes, why not? You can do it if statement, no?
Okay, right.
If that's it. With the if system.today, whatever the condition you want, then only add push. Otherwise, no. You have a if else statement to do that.
Correct. Okay. Thank you.
You can. Any other thing? See, 3 weeks back, you were never even, not even aware of what is this component, what is this controller, what is this helper, what is this style. Even though you heard controller, but you're never even aware that we can write so many programs inside it. 3 weeks down the lane, see that now you are getting comfortability in writing a controller programs in Lightning. Right? I believe that everyone is comfortable now writing a Lightning controllers. Yes? How to call a server-side controllers? You know that to call a server-side controller, there are 4 steps. Okay. Thank you, guys. That's it for today. Let's meet tomorrow. Have a nice and wonderful day. Bye-bye, guys.
Sir, can you check my errors?
I have a lot of mails falling in my box. I told you that due to my deployment. I'm waked up
No,
till night 1:32. I will. Okay.
no,
Have
sir.
patience.
Not the errors. I don't have any errors by account